What's up, everybody? My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And in today's episode, we'll actually be talking about the Pistons versus the Knicks in their first round matchup. But if you are new to the channel, new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below of who you think is going to win this series. But Denzel, go ahead and take it away, my boy.
We expected. Not the big fourth quarter that the Knicks had, but just them being able to, trust on their veterans to make plays. Starters, they did their thing, man. It is what it is. Like we always say, Tibbs is going to play you starter minutes. Be prepared. Just be prepared to play them starter minutes. Be prepared to make them tough baskets. Be prepared to get them tough rebounds. Everyone counts. Think it don't when it does? Man, and it's crazy because the Pistons actually out-rebounded the Knicks, but again, those defensive assignments, missed pickups, things of that nature, that hurt, and their superstars were just brighter when it came to getting the bucket. I think that social media has led on to believe that there's a lot of bucket getters on this Pistons team. There ain't. There is not.
No.
To be honest,
No.
outside of Cade Cunningham, Malik Beasley is a catch-and-shoot guy, which is why he shoots 12.
Tobias.
Tobias,
Tobias,
like he's shown, when given the opportunity and teams ain't really focused on him, it's like, oh, sure. Our team's going to focus on him now? No. You let Tobias Harris beat you because it's Tobias Harris, right? What you're worried about is Cade Cunningham going off and just doing something absolutely crazy. Keep him limited, which they did. He shot 21 times, had 21 points. I'm tired. Can y'all please help me? Whereas on the other side, the Knicks, similar type of depth, not playing their bench that deep, but their starters 27 shots, 14 shots, 18 shots, 10 shots. It's a lot more balanced, man. You only got two other guys on the Pistons taking more than 10 shots. And one guy on the Knicks, Michael Bridges, Michael, I think, whatever you say his name, Bridges, you know what I'm talking about. He was at 9 shots. So, the balance of shots, the diet is a lot more balanced, And, again, Thompson is one of these guys who social media loves, but, again, brother can't shoot, and it's getting exposed. I love the athleticism. I love he's able to do what he does in transition in open court, but if you can't shoot in half court, boy, it's going to be shown. And, yeah, man, I just think that this comes down to experience and coaching. Again, I already stated before in previous episodes and talks that we've had that the Pistons don't need to win this series. They may need to win one game, but even if they don't win one game, it's the fact that the Pistons are back. That energizes the fan base enough. That will energize players enough. Like, I promise you, y'all will be good heading forward, but Knicks gonna, they gonna BTA, as everybody like to say now, BTA.
Man, it's weird because the Pistons have this, we think about the Pistons as this young team.
Really?
And they're really not. They have two young players. They have Cade Cunningham and they have Thompson, and that's their young core. Outside of that, you have Tobias Harris, who's not young. You have Tim Hardaway Jr., he's not young. You got Malik Beasley, not the youngest player in the league. You have Isaiah Stewart. He's been there for a while. He's the one that tried to fight LeBron. We got, for somehow, Dennis Schroeder's back on the team after playing on every single team in the NBA, it feels like. So, this team overall is not a young team. And I say that because the way that they kind of ended the regulation, they ended it on a 21-0 run, or I guess an 0-21 run for the Knicks. There was a lot of turnovers. Cade was just fumbling around with the ball, and it was like, man, this team is just not, they're not prepared for the playoffs. They're playing like a young team, but they only got two young players. So I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was when Cade
Mm.
was really going to take over in the fourth, and we said, "Oh, Cade's here," and the Pistons were going to grind out this victory. But they just got mopped in the fourth. And big shout out to Cameron Payne, who I have not been a big fan of on any team that he's been on. But he has these little sparks where he goes off, and you're like, why doesn't Cameron Payne play more? Because he's obviously a bucket getter, but then next game he's gonna shoot 3 for 19, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is why he doesn't play. Like, why is he shooting the ball so much?" So, but big shout out to you, Cameron Payne, because you out here absolutely hooping. I did not see you hitting clutch 3-pointers, especially with your side shot going out there. Maybe I was just not expecting it. And which also was interesting to see. Tibbs did ride his players. Don't get me wrong. They played a lot of minutes. But he went deeper than I thought he was going to go into his bench. I didn't think Shamit was going to get any minutes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
McBride got some minutes. Like, it's nice to see him kind of reach into his bench a little bit more. And I feel like this will really help out his starters. And one thing I also didn't see him doing was when people struggled, he gave them less minutes. So Bridges shot poorly. He only had 8 points. He played good defense, but he's been struggling kind of offensively all year. And once Cameron Payne was hitting shots, he rode with Cameron Payne, which we don't normally see Tibbs do. He likes to get his starters back out there, make sure they get their feel going into the next one. So maybe this is the year for the Knicks. Maybe Tibbs learned how to divvy up his rotations. I don't know. But who you got for the X factors in this series? I think you said two of them right there.
You know, I know Miles Bridges didn't have the best game at all. Put up a goose egg that we always talk about, but him being able to penetrate, get some assists, and just play his game, really, the shot is going to fall. He's not the most consistent shooter, cool. But, you know, him doing his thing, Mitchell Robinson coming in, campaign. Those three bench players right there, campaign, Miles McBride, I don't know, I think I said Miles Bridges, excuse me, Miles McBride and Mitchell Robinson, those three will have to carry their weight. All right, the starters will be fine. Don't even worry about it. The starters will be fine. So I'm not worried about that. But those three bench players have to carry their weight. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if PJ Tucker hits a clutch game-winning 3 in one of these games, man. Like, that would be some PJ Tucker stuff. Now, oh, yeah. I love
PJ
it.
Tucker's too funny.
On the other end, again, bro, I don't have them winning anything. But every game will be really competitive. Every game will be really competitive. But I don't even see an X factor on this team that I could be like, oh, you know what? I'll take that back. The X factor, Cade Cunningham not turning that ball over. Which is tough because he's like the only one that can like initiate the offense, which is crazy because you would think that Schroeder would be nicer, but it's just like the offense don't even move the same. Like Cade is. That's something that I think every team is about to adjust to next year is that Cade needs the ball in his hand to be effective so we can get him to pass it up, do something of that nature to get the ball out of his hands. This team is like average at best, if that.
Yeah, I think next year specifically, we're going to see Cade is a point guard, and I think he's going to submit himself into that point guard discussion next year. He is the only person on this team really that initiates the offense for other people. Schroeder does it, but it's specifically for Schroeder to get buckets. He's never been a high assist person, and without it running through Cade, these other guys are just simply not touching the ball. I mean, if you look at the assists on this team, they had 23 assists as a team, and Cade had 12 of them. So if Cade does not have the ball, no one else is touching it. It's going up. But he's the X factor for me. He just has to play better. 6 turnovers this game. Like I said, he had some really, really tough turnovers at the end of regulation. He had a couple in OT to start, and he shot 8 for 21 from the field. So if Cade's not, like, obviously your best player when it comes to just looking at the box scores, then you most likely lost. And that's kind of exactly what we're seeing here. Sure, he gave you 21, gave you 12 assists, but if you look over, Tobias Harris actually had 25 on way more efficient numbers, and Tobias Harris being your best player does not win you a playoff game. Now, when it comes to the Knicks as their X factor, it's going to be Towns in terms of for me, because we have seen Towns have these type of games where you're like, oh, he's one of the most skilled big men in the league, which is great, but can he do it consistently? Because at the Timberwolves, that's something that he didn't do. He would just disappear for games, and I don't think that the rest of the roster is as talented as the Timberwolves were. So if he disappears in this next game, they might be in a dogfight and just relying on Brunson to give you 30 plus a night every single time he steps on the court, which sure he can probably do, but that's why I have the ceiling kind of a little bit lower for the Knicks specifically. Now, you got any hot takes coming away from
that? That was
game?
my hot take. I gave it up too early. PJ Tucker has a game-winning 3.
Hot take. Okay. PJ Tucker coming out and getting buckets. One of the most interesting role players, especially on his podcast when he talked about it's nothing like not playing the entire game and then having to go out there and hit a clutch time 3-pointer. No one understands the pressure. And you know what? We appreciate you, PJ, because we know it's difficult. But just like that, we appreciate you stopping by. Listen to another episode. Pistons versus the Knicks. Oh, who did you have coming out of this series? Who you got? Knicks. All right, Pistons fans. I'm with y'all on this one. I still believe that Cade is going to show this absolute brilliance, and y'all winning this first round. So come on, Pistons. Give me faith. I guess you can say it's a hot take, but yeah, I think I got the Pistons coming out of this. I just feel like Cade's going to assert himself as one of the top players in the Eastern Conference. But if you are somebody new to the channel, new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time we post a video. Like I said, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Who do you have out of the Pistons and the Knicks? Because regardless of how you feel, it's going to be a long series, so be prepared to strap in. And just like that, we will see you in the next one. Peace.